Hello, everyone. Pastor Willie here of Word Life Ministries International Church in Memphis, Tennessee. This is not about Bible teaching. However, it is about teaching you how to properly eat Thanksgiving dinner. Some of you said, man, I've been living a lot longer than you. I know all about eating. Yeah, but there's one specific item that I guarantee you that the majority of you that are listening have never even thought about, or if you have, you've never eaten as a part of the complete Thanksgiving meal. Now, we know the traditional foods are turkey, some people have a ham. And you're going to have, of course, delicious cranberry sauce by Ocean Spray. I don't use that fake stuff. I want Ocean Spray. And, of course, McCormick is the best seasoning in the world. We all know that. And you're going to have your delicious dressing. Hopefully, you know how to make great dressing that's nice and brown and crisp, not crispy, but moist and very delicious. However you make it, it should taste good. Your food should taste so good, people telling you that you should put it on the market. So you have all your other trimmings. Some people like greens, some people like cornbread. And again, if it's not Jiffy Mix, it's not cornbread. That's right. I said if it's not Jiffy Mix, it's not cornbread, because Jiffy Mix is the best thing going when it comes to cornbread. Now, I'm from California, remember, so I eat totally different than people in the South. I've been trying to convince my wife, Anita, for years, almost 25 years. The Lord sent me here not just to start a church, which we have here in Memphis, but to meet my wife, marry her. Then 2 years later, we have a beautiful daughter, Christiana, who's going to be going to school to be a pediatrician. 2 sons she already had when I moved here, and none of her or her 2 sons, which are my stepsons, they know nothing about how to eat properly. My wife told me the Lord sent me to the South to be seasoned because I had too much salt in the air from the Pacific Ocean. What you say, honey? Amen. So this is just a little funny video for a few minutes. Now, traditionally, most families have used brown gravy. I don't care for brown gravy unless there is none of my favorite gravy available. Now, I've eaten brown gravy on dressing. I've eaten brown gravy on mashed potatoes. My wife will tell you I love sauces, dips, and gravies, and all of those kind of things. Man, I'll take a container of Alfredo sauce, heat it, and eat it like it's soup. I love Alfredo sauce. Oh, my goodness. My pizzas, I don't want red marinara sauce. I want white sauce or marinara or Alfredo sauce. It really enhances the flavor of a pizza. But now, let me tell you about this gravy. The best gravy in the world is yellow gravy. Now, I know my wife just said that's where I'm wrong. Everyone at church is pastor. We don't know what happened to you in your childhood. Telling me that I must not be a black guy because I don't do the typical thing. Well, you got to remember, when you're raised in a multicultural region of the country, you're with black people, white people, brown, yellow, red people. You with biracial families. I've even lived with an Italian family, learned about chicken cacciatore and, as they call it, the old country. I learned a lot of things about other cultures when I was even much younger. I didn't want to be a black guy stuck in just black because that's not real world. I'm a pragmatic type person. A pragmatic person is one who is a realist and believe in sensible, logical thinking and things. So I'm very pragmatic. I don't want to get stuck because I'm black in just knowing black culture. Because in reality, being a realist, black people are not the only one in this world. I'm sure many of you will agree with me. There's a lot of things I've been involved in. They said black people don't fly airplanes. Yes, they do, and they make big money. Black people don't ride snowmobiles. My daddy in California, he took me to Big Bear country in Bear Valley, and we got on snowmobiles. Black people don't swim. I know it, but they need to, because if they did, they'd stop drowning. I know how to swim. So a lot of things I learned from people from other cultures. And I'm thankful for that, because not knowing that later on in life, God was going to call me to a ministry to start a church that was a multicultural church. When Miles Monroe laid hands on me many years ago, when Zoe Ministries brought him to Memphis, he didn't know anything about me other than I had interviewed him that day on Pastor A.R. Williams' radio broadcast. Pastor Williams is the pastor of World Overcomers here, a wonderful man of God. I was one of the co-hosts, and I interviewed him because I knew he was in town for this big meeting that Miles Monroe was. When my wife Anita and I went to the meeting, he said, "Young man, come up." I came up. He said, "God, the same type of ministry that reaches all colors of people, I ask you to put it on this young man." He didn't realize that was already my calling. So Miles Monroe was flowing in the spirit when he did that and had no idea of what he was doing. So here's my point. Yellow gravy. Yellow gravy is delicious. Now, don't allow yourselves to continue being stuck in the traditions of your parents and grandparents. Just because they had brown gravy does not mean that's all you can have. And you know that. But you have to learn to expand your culinary horizons. So, well, wait a minute. Maybe Pastor Willie is right. Let me try yellow gravy. You don't have to put it on everything. Just try it. I'm not going to tell you how to make it. It's on the internet. YouTube will show you everything and more that you need to know. How to do lawnmower repairs, all those things you need to know. So go on and try it. You don't even have to put it on food. Just make it, add what you want to it. You don't have to do it just the same way everyone else does. Make some delicious yellow gravy and taste it, and you will be surprised. And then you might want to make yourself some homemade mashed potatoes, whether it's in a box or actually make the potatoes manually from Irish potatoes. You know, when I was growing up, they call them Osh potatoes. Osh. But then when I read the label when I got older, it said Irish potatoes, but they were calling them Osh potatoes. I said, what? I said, why don't you guys read the label? It is not Osh, it's Irish potatoes. Oh my goodness. Now, nothing in the world like my wife's great yams. She cooks the best yams in the world. I make great macaroni and cheese. I've sold my macaroni and cheese. It's outstanding. She makes great yams. She makes great baked beans. And what else is it, honey? You're the top-notch chef. The spaghetti will lay you flat out because it is so good. Potato salad. Oh, and her corn and the ham. Oh, my goodness. I'm talking about, you talking about, I think that's what we'll have in heaven. My wife's cooking. I mentioned corn, sweetie. But her corn is out of this world. Whew. Whew. Her corn should have been put in the Bible. But anyway, that's all I came on to tell you is I want all of you to be safe, follow CDC guidelines. Don't forget to wear that mask, cover that big nose. Don't walk around other people and you got the mask hanging under your chin or one of the strings hanging around your ear or your mouth covered and your nose sticking out, because where do they stick the swab? Up your nose. So that is when you go in for that test to see if you have COVID or not. So wear your mask, nose and mouth, wash your hands, and they never say with warm water. I'm going to tell you, wash your hands with water as warm as you can stand it without burning or injuring yourself. That's my disclaimer. I've already said it. Don't burn or scald or injure yourself in any way. I use water as hot as possible. They say 20 seconds. I don't know where they got that from. They say stand 6 feet away. I don't know where they got that from. But whatever it is, let's follow CDC guidelines. Your church is about to restart. Ours is. We'll start again. It will be, let's see, Sunday, January the 10th, 2021. That's Sunday, January 10th, 2021. We're going to be in the Hickory Ridge Mall. Our address is Suite 360. And we want you to come and join us for a refreshing time in the Word. It's Word Life Ministries International Church. We start at 9 a.m. and we're out by 11. So we'll be starting next year in January. So nevertheless, stay safe. Do what you can. A lot of people aren't holding huge, gigantic gatherings this year, which is smart because we want to really suppress this stupid Corona COVID. I'll just put it that way, Corona COVID, and get rid of it. If you're going to go out and enjoy activities, again, practice CDC guidelines. Headaches, coughing, aching bodies, some of the same flu symptoms is co-located with the corona. So be cautious, be careful in the sense of guarding and protecting your lives and the lives of others, all right? So again, yellow gravy is the way to go. Now, if you have a comment that you want to make about my yellow gravy, you know how to do it. We're on both social media outlets, both Facebook and YouTube. You can do so. But I can hear the stuff coming now. My wife says she hears it too. The backlash. And she is the first one who has given me backlash about yellow gravy. She said, honey, you must have gotten some of that salt in your brain from the Pacific Ocean living in California. Well, I love my state. I love being a Californian. It's a great. If God was born, he would have been born out in California too. So nevertheless, all you Southerners who love this brown gravy and hate yellow gravy, you hate the Jiffy Mix cornbread, I am going to spend some time interceding for you and believing God's word that you really become born again and learn how to eat properly. All right. So this is Pastor Willie of Word Life Ministries International Church. You can contact us two ways. You can text us or call us at 901-570-3693. That's 901-570-3693. Have a great, somewhat altered Thanksgiving with you and your family in some way. You may have to do it virtually. I don't know. However you're going to do it. Go travel, see them. But stay blessed. I'll see you next time.